What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined to my right by Rachel Mogan.
What's up?
And to my left, Zachary Parks.
What's happening?
So before we get into it, it's a big number. Today is our 20th episode.
Wow. I didn't even think about that
20.
until you just said that.
I know. It seems crazy.
Just threw it out at you guys. Let you
we
catch it.
weren't prepared.
Well,
emotionally.
It makes me. I'll say it makes me appreciate podcasts that have hundreds of episodes.
I know.
20 feels like
20 feels like a lot.
I don't want to sound like lazy, but 20 is a lot of
20
episodes.
is a lot. I mean, if you think about it, the first episode came out in November, first week of November, and then for a while, we were doing only 2 episodes a week, and now we just started doing weekly.
Yeah, well,
but that was still, but we've done 10 weeks in a row, 10, 11 weeks in a row. We've done a lot. It's a lot of work.
It kind of is.
It's
more than I thought it'd be.
I'm rethinking.
It's more
I'm rethinking my decisions to get into this field.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of work.
It's almost like a real job.
But it's nice. I love it.
I do too. It's like I really look forward to doing this.
Me too.
It's a good break from our normal jobs that pay us money. Hopefully this one will pay us money if you look at our Patreon.com. And then
we haven't talked about that in a while.
We haven't talked about it because
now
we need
might
to
actually be a nice time
we need to revamp it and all that stuff. But what we're talking about is our Patreon page that we have, patreon.com/teamchatpodcast, where you can go and subscribe, and you'll be able to get the episodes early, and as well as a couple of other perks. But the perks that are on there right now, they're ones that we made when we were first playing this podcast, and I feel like we might have just... Because what we were looking at for examples of other Patreon like creator pages for video game podcasts and things like that, they were very well developed. They had huge audiences, and I think we set up, we overshot a little bit, and so I think we need to do that. We should do that this week, or by the time you hear this episode, we've fixed it. And just to change some of the pledges, the pledge rewards, and things like that to make it a little bit more realistic
of our goals.
Exactly. So because a part of the cool thing about Patreon, so Patreon it's a thing that allows creators to have a way to monetize their creations. Yes. But not in a way where it's like, hey, if you give us money and then we'll do this once we get the money. We're doing this thing if you like it and want to, you can throw a couple dollars.
And God knows gaming is kind of a pricey hobby.
It really is. So and so that was a thing.
We were trying to find a game to review as of recent, and we couldn't really come up with a new game to review because we didn't. I don't think we have the money to really flesh out for. First of all, I don't think Mogan has an Xbox One.
Okay, no. So I've resolved the situation. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I am going to buy a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Really?
Ooh,
yeah. And
wow.
I say
when did you make that decision?
I say we leave it up to the listeners to decide.
Which
one I'm gonna get.
It's gonna be like 3-2.
Yeah, seriously, right? It's gonna be me voting for PS4 because God knows I don't want an Xbox.
What? Just get a PS4.
I don't know because it's more fun this way. I like for things to be a little bit riskier.
All right.
I like
that's a huge decision.
Yeah, it's a big decision, right? That's a lot of money.
I won't name the game that we want to review next, but it's not a new game.
No, we're going classic. We're going classic.
Wait, do you already have one in mind?
It's the one we picked. You picked it.
What did I pick?
Mogan, it was your idea.
I don't remember what we decided.
Jarrett's going to write it down.
Oh, wait, does he have it? Oh,
remember?
Right. So wait, can we say it?
No, not yet.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
Fine.
But we'll save it so there'll be a surprise. But another review is coming up.
It's coming up, but it's a classic. It's not classic. Well, I don't know.
It's
an older game.
It's
an older game.
Almost a little more obscure.
It's a little
I feel
niche.
like
It's a niche game.
a lot of people have not played it, and when it was initially released, I feel like it had some polarizing opinions about it.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Patreon we're needing to fix it to get it back. So that's why we haven't really talked about it in a lot of our other episodes because we're not ready to really lay it out and be promoting it and stuff like that. But if you still want to go check it out, it's there, and you can do it at patreon.com/teamchatpodcast. Now, if you also, getting back to our normal intro spiel, if you want to send us any questions or comments, please feel free to do so through our email at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at teamchatpodcast. Send us a tweet there. Like our Facebook page. It's just our Facebook page now. It's been up for a few weeks.
That was good. You caught yourself.
Well done, Jerrett.
It's just a Facebook page now. You can like us there and interact with us there as well. We also have a YouTube channel. youtube.com/teamchatpodcast. That for right now we're just putting up the audio. We're just putting up the audio recordings of each episode, so you can listen to it there. But soon we have plans for it. I know I've said that for the last couple of weeks, but we have plans for it.
We do.
The plans are continuing.
So we will get there eventually, but we wanted to go ahead and have a presence, so that way we weren't just like brand new on the scene. Whenever we were ready with all of our vast video content that we will have.
And what we've said about our future review so far, I want to see if anybody can guess it.
What?
Okay, give them the year.
They need a little bit.
I don't
more
know.
than
I feel
this
like we can be really vague about it.
Can we just give them the year?
Are you talking about you're talking about the game?
Yeah. No, talking about the game, and I want to know if anybody can guess it.
Okay, give them a year say
year.
it's kind of a niche. It's a niche game.
Okay, I don't know the year though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
Well,
say
you know what?
Somebody has to
You know what's cool? We can do a Google.
Yeah, I want to say it was 08, like between 8 and 10, right?
I'm guessing. That's what it feels
Watch it
like
be
in
like
my
14.
mind.
It's not that new.
No, it's not that new. But we need to. We
The
should give a
newer
little bit.
one is okay. So there's been at least 2.
So there's a sequel.
There's a sequel.
Yeah, let's put it as there's.
Can
But we're
we
not doing the
say
sequel.
That's
Ooh,
what
and we
else
can
say?
say that there's a cameo appearance by the main character
Okay, you're
in another
you're
franchise.
about to say it, so you know.
Is it a fighting game franchise?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No,
Really?
2009.
2009.
Yeah,
All right.
all right.
All right,
Good
so that's what it is. That's your clue. Sequel.
They're not
Two
gonna-
two
no one's
game
gonna get it.
in the 2 games of the franchise so far. We're going to review the first one. It came out in 2009. Kind of a little bit more of an obscure game, but is making a comeback since its sequel was just
Debatable.
released.
Debatable.
It's-
Debatable. I think a lot of, all
No,
my
you're
friends
right, it
played
is.
All my
It's-
friends played it.
Okay.
That's all I'm
Really?
saying. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's kind of
But you also
interesting.
play. Oh wait, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
I'm not even gonna hit.
I'm not
going
going to go there because it will probably give away the thing, and we want a
Okay.
little bit of surprise left in it. So we also, speaking of our Facebook things like that, we asked if any listeners had any questions for us, and one did. Grant, he wrote in and he asked,
AKA Devil Fu.
Is that his name?
He's my Xbox Live friend.
That's awesome.
We have known each other since maybe I was in 6th grade. So it's been about 15 years or so.
That's too many
No,
years.
that's way too
That's
many.
enough years of a friendship.
been at least 12.
It's time to stop.
And we've met each other outside of Xbox Live, but we met over Xbox Live. So it's a rare friendship to meet somebody online, meet him in real life, and we're still really good friends today. I mean, I played with him 2 days ago.
Really?
sweet.
Yeah, it's
That
very
is pretty
sweet.
nice.
Very sweet.
Grant
Gaming, bringing people together.
Thanks,
I love
Grant,
it. I love
for
his gamer
for
tag.
listening. I
Devil.
know.
His name's like so. I'd be talking to my mom like, "Oh, Devil. I'm playing with Devil and today." And she's like, "Devil?
Get off of that.
What are you talking about?
Get off that evil game.
That's evil."
But he wrote
this
in
is his question.
Yeah, he wrote in and asked us what our favorite cheat code is. And it was a big one, but I had one answer. I mean, I didn't. So missing out. One of the things about missing out on console growing up, when the thing of cheat codes. I know there are still like cheat codes and mods and things like that today. Well, mods aren't cheat codes necessarily. Sorry, don't want to offend the modding community out there. But I didn't use as much of it. But in one of the games that I used to play, Masters of Terrascasi on PS1, there was a cheat code. It's a Star Wars game.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I talked
can-
about it. Is like,
I talked
yada,
about it way back in our favorite offline multiplayer games.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I might have even mentioned this code
That's episode
in that episode.
3 or
3
4?
or 3
I
or
like
4,
to try to
something like
name
that.
the
It's been
episodes.
so many years.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since we did that episode. It's been a while.
And what it was is, I don't remember what the code was, but you could put it in, and it would basically lower your opponent's health to where it was only
that's
one hit.
super cheating.
One hit is
Yeah.
all it would take.
That's
pretty
funny.
cheap.
And so it was super fun to whenever the buddy I was playing it with would go to the bathroom or something, I would put in the code real quick and do
Oh,
I
it
remember
for
you
that's
him.
nice.
talking
Yeah.
about this.
And
I
my buddy went to the bathroom, and I put in the code, and he came back and he's like, "All right, let's go." And he runs toward me and just punch him, and it says knockout. And I was like, "Yeah!" And he was like, "What the
You're
hell?"
why we don't play those games, Jerrett. You're
Yeah.
the reason.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that would probably be my favorite. The only other game that I think I really used cheat codes was Dark Forces. And it had a couple that you could put in, like it would just make the common ones: infinite ammo, infinite shields, invincibility.
Classic
There was even
stuff.
one. There was a rumor of one, and a buddy told me. I don't think he was telling. I think he just made it up to sound cool because we were all younger at the time. But apparently, there's a cheat code that you could put in that would make everybody naked.
Oh.
But I'm also like, I don't really know if I care to see stormtroopers walking around naked.
I don't want to know that code.
I mean,
I don't want to be tempted.
8-bit, or not 8-bit, I guess 16-bit, I think it was. But just pixelated naked stormtroopers. I don't think I really
it
want to see
worth
that.
it?
So
Yeah.
no, I don't think it was worth it. So
Well, you can't possibly bring up cheat codes and not do what I would think is the most classic one, Rosebud, Circa Sims, to get unlimited money.
Oh,
Do you guys not remember that one?
No,
I never really
now
played
That was
Sims.
I did play Sims.
For
And
anyone that played Sims and didn't want to work for a mansion, that was how you got your unlimited money.
You're right.
I would use it all
Was
the
that what it's
time.
called? It was called Rosebud?
It was Rosebud. And then
I did do a cheat where I did get unlimited money in Sims. I don't remember how.
there must have been
Maybe
there was Rosebud, and then I feel like there was one that had a bunch of semicolons.
Yeah, wow, I remember typing those in.
Yeah, like just be like semicolons, semicolons. And all I know is that the one thing I care about more than video games and all of the rest of life is money. So I was like, this is the perfect combination of my two favorite things, gaming and unlimited money.
And that went a long way in the Sims series.
I mean, it was all about money.
Building
In
a
the
house
early
was
ones,
anxiety inducing
it was
if you didn't
hard.
have money. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to
it's that way in
What
real
if
life
you made
too, so.
the wrong flooring choices?
Yeah.
You got to remodel. So
Yeah, I know.
that money's got to
real
come
issues.
from somewhere.
It's
There
true.
were,
And it might as well come from unlimited supply.
and there was no HGTV there to swoop in and
teach you.
save me.
Fixer-upper.
The only cheat codes that I can, in recent memory, I know I had actually a fair amount throughout my years gaming, but the ones that stick out in my head at this moment for some reason is Grand Theft Auto. Just Grand Theft Auto 3 specifically, and spawning tanks, helicopters, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And getting
Wait,
unlimited
that
ammo.
wasn't standard?
No.
Really?
Yeah, you had to work for that stuff.
I did not know
Same
that.
with 4 and 5. You can now in 4 and 5 you can go on your cell phone and type in a certain number, and that will spawn a jet or a helicopter or unlimited ammo for a weapon or something. But
about that?
that was always a way. It totally broke the game, in my opinion. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, once you introduce that, then everybody's going to use it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, this
And that was a time when I was playing, especially for Grand Theft Auto 3, you'd have to go online, go to like cheatdogs.com or some random, I forget what it was called. But there's game, I don't know. There was
Game
some,
Shark was the old one that like
Maybe.
would have like a disc or a cartridge or something you'd have to put in.
Well, I went to like an online website,
Oh, okay.
and I would Google it or whatever I did, and it would have all the cheat codes, and it didn't seem as accessible as it is now. Cheat codes is an interesting subject. Just the idea of cheat codes. They don't really go. They used to go much further than they do now. I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
I
it's
feel
just
like,
now it's just like a way to get ahead. And I feel like in the past it was always just something to have fun.
and
with
it
for,
was
like, a little
secret
bit.
enough most of the time that you really had to like know somebody.
Very secretive.
Yeah.
Like especially before the internet really became a
Now
thing,
that
it
there's
was
the
like
internet,
you
yeah.
had to just word of mouth.
And, like,
you
it-
had to know somebody that knew.
It wasn't something I would do every single time I play through. See, now as we're talking about this, I'm actually remembering more cheat codes and stuff like that. So what I used to play on the very first Age of Empires. Do you guys play that one at all? Age of Empires.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
I don't-
Age
I
of
don't
talking
either.
about
Empires
it.
is a huge franchise, or was.
It was. Jerrett talked about it in one of your episodes.
It's a real time strategy, so it's
I'll
like
take
so
your
I
word
liked
for
it.
So it's like Civilization, sort of.
Sort of.
Okay.
Civilization is turn-based strategy,
Oh,
and
okay, my
and
bad,
Age of
my
Empires
bad.
is real-time strategy. So
Gotcha.
there's a difference. But I remember one of the cheat codes that was just fun. It was just one I would put in there. Again, it had the unlimited. You could do the ones for unlimited resources. Like I want to say, like pepperoni pizza was. You would write pepperoni pizza for unlimited food, or like it would give you a certain amount of food.
Oh, that's what I want in real life. I want Rosebud
Yeah,
in real life,
that's
and I
good
want the
cheap
pepperoni
pepperoni
pizza
pizza.
one
Yeah,
in real
that'd be
life.
But
Those sound nice.
the one that was like my
Yeah,
favorite to
that'd
do, it would be you would type it. I cannot remember what the code was. If anybody out there does remember what this code is, let me know because that would be really funny to figure it out again. It would spawn like a convertible with a rocket launcher on the back.
in Age of Empires.
In Age of Empires, so it's like ancient era, and you're just like this Corvette is just speeding around, blowing
What's
shit
that
up.
called? An
Doesn't belong.
anachronism?
I don't know.
That's the
Here we
real.
go.
I swear
Another
that's
word
the
that we're
real
gonna have to
word for
figure
it.
it
It's
out.
an
You
anachronism.
sure it's not Deuteronomy?
Yeah,
Deuteronomy?
deuteragonist. It might
Deuteragonist?
be. For all we know, the car could be your deuteragonist.
But that one was really fun to play with because it just made it. I wouldn't play it every single time, but it was just fun to be like, I'm just gonna screw around and and not try to play seriously. And I would spawn that car or whatever and have a lot of fun.
I would do that 100% of the time.
As soon as you found out.
That sounds like the right way to play the game.
Maybe it was.
Maybe
I
it
just,
was.
I just was ignoring it. I don't know.
It was probably in the strategy guide.
Yeah, probably.
Right, it was. Front page.
Front page.
But moving on
You're
now.
all playing the game wrong.
Thank you, Grant, for that question. By the way,
Yeah, Grant Smash.
Devil Foo.
Devil Foo. Isn't that an interesting name?
That's a fun name.
Whenever he's lagging, we call him Laggy Foo. Whenever he betrays us, we call him Betrayal Foo. It's always something Foo.
Something Foo. That's awesome. But so for today's topic, today is one of our discussion topics. And I had the idea for this one. And what I wanted to, because, and the reason for it, the impetus for bringing up this topic is for the recent news in the last couple days that there was going to be a new Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty game for this year, which granted, that's not what I'm excited about. That's not what this topic is about. We can go on and on about the annualization of Call of Duty games and other games in
I
general.
was about to say that news didn't even make the moment with Mogan's list.
Damn.
Can't be that important.
Didn't even
It's a
make the
strict filter.
list.
But the big news that's got everyone excited, and I think that, and it leaked, and it's like the new name, it's going to be called like Infinite Warfare. So apparently it's supposed to be like a sci-fi setting. Right. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So they finally run out of history to go off of?
The last three haven't been. The last like 3 games haven't been based on history. They've all been like sci-fi. Yeah, I know. But anyway, so the big news though is that this game was going to include a remaster of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which is regarded as as the best one of the series among fans.
Idea.
I love Modern Warfare.
I did not know that.
Do you think it's the best?
I mean, I liked the older ones like Call of Duty 2. I really like Call of Duty 2 because I love the historical setting of World War II and things like that.
I'm more interested in those as well. Shooters.
I like that. But then Modern Warfare 4, it was the first one in obviously modern times, as the name describes. But it had a fantastic story.
Really?
Yeah. It really did. It was a much more scripted story because like in the like Call of Duty 2, each level would start. It's like, and it would be like reading a journal entry of the soldier that you are, that you're going to play this round as, and it was split between you would be in like a Russian soldier for a few levels, then you'd be a British soldier, then you'd be an American soldier for a few.
That's kind of cool.
It was cool. And it fit really well, but it would just be basically you'd get like this journal entry update, like, oh, we're going to go to, it's D-Day.
Regular
everyone
news.
wake up.
That's happening today.
Wake up early tomorrow. It's D-Day.
We got to go fight the Germans today. And, and so that was, that's how you got your story.
Oh. Okay.
And then here came Call of Duty 4. Well, crap. Let me go back. There might have been there might have been World at War in between Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty 4. I'm not sure on that.
So what was Call of Duty 3?
Call of Duty. I actually haven't played Call of Duty 3.
Oh, we don't even know.
I'm pretty sure it was like
Mystery.
I think it was a Wii exclusive.
Was
Come
it
on.
really?
No.
Yeah.
There's
You're getting
no
your wires crossed
way.
there.
I'm pretty sure it was, and it
Okay,
did
if it's a
terribly.
Wii exclusive, I swear here and now, I will buy it.
Wow.
And I will play it.
Let me see.
Get a-
I'm gonna look it
And
up.
I
review.
will do an exclusive review.
right,
Call
Call
of
of
Duty,
Duty
if
Wii.
it was an exclusive.
I think it came out for other things later, but I remembered hearing it all about it and just on like.
That can't be
I would
right.
I would.
Okay, no, it came out for a lot of other stuff.
Okay,
okay,
that's
but it did
okay.
come out for Wii and stuff like
Well,
that.
you know what? I'm going to play it on the Wii.
Do it.
Yeah.
you
But
go.
apparently
Do it.
it was very. Oh no, IGN gave it a 7.8.
Oh, see, there
Why
we go.
have I heard so much hate about Call of Duty
I'm in
3
for a
then?
great time.
That's why I just specifically just haven't played it. Well, I'll have to fix that.
I can't look at
But-
these ratings anymore. Ever since the Division, and that's a whole other story.
Yeah, I know.
I can't look at these ratings
I
anymore.
know they don't mean much for me either.
No, they're declining in their stock value.
Ooh, that's topic for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ratings.
maybe
like
we should.
it.
We should do that
Ratings.
one next time. The rating system. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out when World at War came out. Can somebody look that one up real quick?
What's the one that's being remade?
Okay, so Modern Warfare 4. Okay, so Call of Duty 3 came out in 2006. Are you looking up World at War?
No. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out which one came in between, if there was one in between. Sorry. So anyway, World at War was better too because it was also
2008.
2008.
Oh,
Okay.
come on. I just.
sorry. I thought you were looking at other things.
2008. Eight, I said it.
And then Modern Warfare came out in, I want to say it was like 10.
And World at War is not. Oh, no, wait. Never mind.
Oh, no, it's 2007. Never mind. Okay, so it did come out after Modern Warfare 3. And it had a very cinematic story, like what we're accustomed to now of Call of Duty. There was like the set characters, there were cutscenes and cinematics in between each level that would kind of show things and it introduced you to this really cool character, Captain. God damn it! And now I'm gonna forget it. Captain Price.
Okay.
This really like tough as nails British soldier, and and obviously too, it jumped the series from World War II to the modern times. And you were hunting terrorists and things like that, so it had a lot of like real world resonance to it as well. And it was awesome. I played so much of that game on online multiplayer and stuff like that. I've played the campaign probably more than any other game of like just going back and replaying the
Really?
campaign. Yeah.
Even more than Really?
Yeah.
More than anything else?
I think so. I can't think. Dark Forces probably would be the only other one that I could really think of that I've gone back to replay multiple times. But because it's just a lot of fun.
Too.
And
replayed games.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Oh my gosh!
Right, somebody writing these down.
Long.
Yeah, I hope someone's listening and
I
taking
don't have a
notes.
pen. My hands are blank.
And so it just was a really awesome game. So when they announced that, or it leaked that it might possibly be included in the new one, I got real excited.
Now wait, so is
So
this,
now
is
here's
this,
here's where the topic. There was a whole lot of running around just to get to what to what we're talking about. So obviously, remasters and remakes are becoming a big thing nowadays. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII is being remade. There have been other remakes coming out, and then there will be like remakes, and then or there will be a game that comes out, and then a year later there will be a definitive edition that comes
director's
out.
cut, blah, blah,
you know,
blah.
something like that. So another way to like recycle the game.
Yes, recycle.
So
Good word.
how do we feel about that? Basically, is it as a whole? Do we, you know, is this annoying? Because a lot of people make the argument that okay, the developers shouldn't be focusing on this. They should be spending their time developing their new games and making those games better, rather than trying to recycle old games that have had their time. But at the same time, I also understand my counterpoint to that is true. But systems get old. People's N64s or PlayStation 1s are going to break, or people just don't have them. So if you don't have it, you missed out on this classic game. But now you have the chance to play it.
Yeah, well, that's a conversation. I mean, the reintroduction of games into people that might have missed it is actually a really wonderful thing, in my opinion.
I think so
for
too.
someone, because of that marketing press to re-release a game, especially classic games that people have a huge love for and know newer generations have missed out on. I do love that there's a big push, and I don't get sort of a sick feeling that they're recycling something in order to make money. I like to believe that they're pushing it out there for people that might have missed it.
Yeah.
And for people that loved it and want to see an updated version. A question that comes to my mind, though, is every developer takes it to different levels.
Yes.
The main thing I'll be talking about today probably is the Master Chief Collection. That was a big thing, big game that came out in my life a couple years ago, because I love Halo so much. And in my opinion, they did a really, really good job of remaking and redeveloping that for new consoles. I don't think all games do that, though. I mean, I'm thinking about Zelda Twilight Princess. I remember we had a conversation about that.
But we need to really quick, before we get too far into this, draw the distinction between a remaster and a remake.
Okay, yeah, I don't even know, I guess.
So,
I didn't know that
okay,
there was...
there is a difference.
Let's talk about it.
So a remaster is where basically they take the old engine and just like, and I think that's what they did with Twilight Princess, I believe. They took the old game and then they've like slightly improved the graphics so it looks cleaner, it looks prettier, but it's not, and then like updated its controls or whatever to work on a newer system, but for the most part it still basically looks and functions the same.
Okay.
Whereas a remake is
a full
Final Fantasy VII. Like it's being, so I guess more of probably what we'll talk about here is remasters. So like that's what's going to happen with Call of Duty 4. They're going to update its graphics, and that's kind of what they did with Master Chief Collection too.
Well, see, I would argue against. I think for Master Chief Collection, I'd call it a remake.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
Why?
Just because
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it yet. I never played, and this is just for Halo specifically. When Halo 1, 2, and 3 came out, they came out 3 years apart back in the early 2000s to like late 2000s, right?
Right. 2009? I want to say it was Halo 3.
I guess I never realized they came out that near to each other.
I
thought there was always more time.
There was enough space that it was a big thing when they came out.
Yeah, it was. Compared to most games, it was a big space. I think Halo 1 was 2001 or even 2000. 2001, 2000.
That sounds about right.
Somewhere around there. And Halo 2 was 2004.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
there was a big gap.
Almost 3 years, probably. And which is just kind of to tell you their chronological order of coming out. And then when the Master Chief Collection came out, which was 2015 or 2014.
So really recently. Did it come out last year?
2014.
No,
Fall of 2014.
Okay.
It came out around like Thanksgiving. And Halo Combat Evolved was 2001.
2001. Oh, interesting. Okay. And when the Master Chief Collection came out in 2014, I'll say it was the reason I got an Xbox One.
Really?
I did not get and did not care to get an Xbox One at all. I had no interest. I could do everything I wanted to do on Xbox 360. There's no games that were exclusive to Xbox One that made me want to buy it until the Master Chief Collection came out because I'm such a huge Halo fan. And so what they did with Halo 1, first of all, was they did do, and I guess we can debate upon if it was a remake or a remaster of Combat Evolved maybe in 2012
Oh, the anniversary edition.
Yeah, they had an anniversary edition.
So probably 2011 then.
Maybe so. It was something like that. And they updated the graphics, maybe the music mixing. I think they upped a lot of different components of the game. It was still Halo. It was still Halo, but it looked like it almost belonged on the next gen console, even though it was more for like an Xbox 360.
So the improvement was not
Xbox One.
I think that would be that would be a remaster.
That would be a remaster.
I would call it that.
Okay. For me though, and especially, I mean, this is such an anomaly in the gaming world for what they did with the Master Chief Collection because it was Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 games on one disc, which was amazing.
That is amazing.
It was
in the day of
unbelievable.
a single RPG, back in the PlayStation 1 era,
4 discs.
3 or 4 discs.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that's even how.
And even in Halo 3, I don't think they touched, and neither did they with Halo 4. I don't think they touched those games. I think they just put them on there and said, here's Halo 3 and 4. But with Halo 1 and 2, they basically took which was Halo 1 remastered or remake, the anniversary edition, whatever. I don't know what it was exactly
I think
called.
It was called anniversary edition.
And I never played that, so that got huge kudos from me because it was so updated and so beautiful looking that I got to go through the experience of Halo 1 again. And that's something we can talk about. What do the remakes and remasters really offer you?
Yeah.
Do they give you a new outlook on the game? Is it like a new playthrough for you? And we can talk about this a little bit. I know you haven't played it, but I'm sure you've seen the cutscenes plus the updated graphics for Halo 2.
Oh my god. I watched the cutscene and it blew my mind.
It's amazing.
Cinematic, I know they're called cinematics, but literally cinematic quality.
It's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. Like if they could just make a Halo movie that looked like that, I would watch it.
I'd buy tickets. and Halo 2 comes from 2004, I believe, for the still original Xbox. Halo 2 and Halo 1 are both belong to the first gen Xbox, which is an interesting idea there in and of itself. And so to see Halo 2 get updated to really Xbox One standards, especially the cutscene wise, felt to me was so worth it. I mean,
worth it enough for you to drop a bunch of money on a new console.
It was.
To buy it. And isn't that so it accomplished its goal?
It did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't know if there'd be other ways to kind of get me to, I mean, obviously I love Halo, but it seemed like with Halo 2 specifically, they were really trying to please the audience. And I was for it. You know, I totally bought into it, and I thought it was an entirely new experience that I haven't played Halo 2 in a long time either. So I got to kind of go back and play it again with the new updated cutscenes and the new graphics while you're playing. It's not just the cutscenes. It's updated everything. And for me, that bundle alone, just Halo 1 and 2, you can add 3 and 4, which are great games as well, but was worth it, and I'd call a remaster.
Yeah.
Right? I would call it a complete overhaul. I mean, not like a complete overhaul. It's still the same
Because they didn't change the story. They didn't change how it functions. They just made it. They just upgraded literally.
But I didn't want them to change the story.
Well, no. I don't think anyone would have wanted to either. If they had done that, that would have made it. They would have failed. But no, similar to your point, Halo is the reasons why I wanted the Xbox One. Also, even though I'm a huge PlayStation fan. Which is funny. That was one of my main reasons that I have yet to actually buy the Master Chief Collection yet. I have Halo 5.
You should buy the Master Chief Collection.
I need to. It's super
Halo
cheap.
2 is
it's cheap now. I need to do it.
Yeah. There were, but on a side note, there were a lot of bugs and it sucked. For I'm not talking about weeks, 5 months. It didn't work.
Wait, the remastered one that we're talking about right now.
But mostly it was
a couple of years ago. It didn't work for a while.
But it was mostly online though, right?
Mostly online. You could do the campaign.
On the online side, but the multiplayer of the Halos has always been a huge standard.
It was Halo 1 multiplayer, Halo 2 multiplayer, 3 and 4, all online. I mean, it was a humongous amount of content in one.
And to still get it for $60, that was
good deal.
Impressive.
Yeah, but you see why.
And then they bundled it with the Xbox One and all that stuff. Yeah, so it had issues but needed to be fixed. But no, that's an excellent example. And so... And again, so my biggest complaint with the whole remaster remake thing, everyone got super pumped and excited about Final Fantasy VII getting remade, and they're just like, "Oh my god!" Because it's going to be awesome. And they showed the trailer for it, and it's like they've the same thing with Halo 2, upgraded the graphics. It looks fantastic, but then they've dropped the bomb. Hey, it's going to be episodic.
Oh, really?
It is.
So that means you have to purchase it as it comes?
Yeah.
As it comes, and as Square Enix...
Wait. I know,
yeah, I know.
right?
See, that doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, I've never played Final Fantasy.
No,
I'll
so
admit
this
that.
is I have.
You have.
So
Mogan's
Final Fantasy VII is one of the few. So I have not played the majority, and I mean, of course not. There's 15. There's going to be 15 Final Fantasies. Who's played all of them?
Seriously.
Probably a lot of people. But
I would like to know the hour count that it would take.
the
to
only
beat
ones
all
that I've
Final
actually
Fantasy
played
games.
were 7, 8. Did not play 9, which I think is a shame. It's one of the best loved of the series to my knowledge. I played 10. Played a little tiny bit of 10-2, and then those are pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, 7 and now 10 and 10-2 have all gotten the remaster treatment. So 10 and 10-2 were actually released, as a package deal, similar to,
It was
it
really
sounds
called
like.
10-2?
Yeah, so it was X-2.
You don't
so
know the
10-2.
Yes,
naming
not.
You
style
don't
of
know.
Final Fantasy.
So
Suppose
Final
I'm
Fantasy
out of the
X and then Final Fantasy X-2, and they remastered them, released them as a bundled deal. You could get both of them, but they were really just updated graphics. And considering that Final Fantasy X already had some pretty impressive, for its time, some pretty impressive graphics for that era, my view on the matter was, even though I did like 10 quite a bit, I loved that game a lot, I had no real motivation to actually go out and buy the remastered editions because, from what I could tell, it was only updated graphics. And the difference in that jump wasn't enough to make me want to put down more money on a game that I still had. I still had my original copy of 10. Mm-hmm. With Final Fantasy VII, though, going back that far into the super little polygon people style world, even though they did have those really beautiful rendered backgrounds, the jump is astonishing.
Yeah.
Like, to look back at 7 and look at what they're doing now, it's like, holy crap, at least they're taking it to this extent. Mm-hmm. I feel like you couldn't remake Final Fantasy VII and not take it this far.
Well, yeah, and they did release it's kind of funny. They've done both. They're doing both with it. They've released a remaster. So like an updated version of the old game that really is not much different. It just now plays on current devices, on current consoles. But then they're also doing the remake. But yeah, then they announced, oh, hey, it's going to be episodic, which, as we've seen with like delays of other Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 15, who knows how long it's going to be in between each episode. So I know a lot of people are getting upset about that. So
well, that's just another way. It sounds like what you're saying between Final Fantasy VII and the new...
They really had me until I found out that it was going to be episodic. Now I'm really not sure. I mean, I would still really want to play it, but what I'm probably going to wind up doing, like with a lot of other games that are episodic, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until it's all out. And then eventually they'll be like, oh, here's the definitive edition with all the episodes included. I'm just going to wait it out until it's finally available for one big jump.
Yeah.
I don't really want a game if I can't get it all at once.
Yeah.
I don't like to wait.
That's kind of how I am. And I know we've briefly talked about the episodic games.
This is back to DLC.
Yeah.
It is.
But so I think my biggest, so that's really weird and annoying and a different tactic that I think that Square Enix is taking with Final Fantasy VII. But it'll still sell just because people are so fans of it. But I think it's going to be a begrudging like, all right, here you go. Here's my money.
And see, that's the thing. Like, whenever stuff like that happens, I really dig my heels, and I'm like, no, I am not going to bow to this. So I don't know. I was super on board with it, and now it's kind of like, why would they do this?
Yeah.
I want to know why they chose to make it episodic. What was the reasoning for that?
Yeah.
It's just baffling to me.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you pay in increments. Like you pay for the first episode.
It's like
you pay for the
I think they're like
episode.
$20 an episode.
So maybe
15
how many episodes?
15
I don't
to 20.
know. See, it's a long game. It's a pretty long game.
It's a long game.
So
I don't know.
see.
So that'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. But the one thing to getting to the argument about people getting upset about, like, okay, should you really be spending your time developing this game as opposed to making new games, and how that works with anything. Now, I know that sometimes for this, they will hand off the port, especially if it's just like a remaster and they're just going to port it to a different, to a current console or whatever. They will normally hand that off to a third party. For instance, Naughty Dog handed off the Nathan Drake collection to Blue Point Studios, which are actually here in Austin.
I was about to say, who's the one here in Austin?
Yeah,
it's them.
And they used to do that one. They also did Titanfall for 360 when all that stuff, which came out like around the same time.
343, who did the Halos, gave their cinematics to Blur. Studios.
Who they do a ton of cinematics for a lot of different things.
So there is that idea as well. So that was another question that I had. I wonder how much effort goes into some of these remakes and remasters, and whether or not they are like, hey, let's turn all our attention towards this, which I don't think is true.
No.
At all.
No, I don't think so.
I think they turn a little bit of their attention to
unless you're like Square Enix with Final Fantasy VII. I feel like they're probably giving a ton of attention to 7.
And is, you know, as much as I don't want to go down this route, it's like when we were talking about DLC, I do think though they're game developers, they're businessmen as well, businessmen and women, and they have to look at, hey, if we remake this game, if we remake Twilight Princess, is there value in that? Is it worth it? It's not like, hey, we love this game, let's do it. It's like, well, you know, what's the pros and cons of it?
Yeah.
Is it really worth doing?
Well, and it makes sense to do it too for your, for like your big games, like your blockbuster games that you have. Like it's cool that Naughty Dog did the Nathan Drake collection, because now anybody who bought a PS4, and has a PS4 but hasn't played all the Uncharted games, like me, sadly, but really wants to play Uncharted 4, it's like, cool, I can have them all on one system. And
which is nice.
Cool. The thing that gets annoying about it is, so Tomb Raider came out. Right. And it came out for PS3, Xbox 360, and then literally a year later, they're like, hey, here's the definitive edition.
And that's the one I've got now.
Which I don't have it. Yeah,
I waited it out.
I didn't get one, but it was one that I legitimately considered. I legitimately considered waiting to buy the definitive or rebuying the definitive because I love Tomb Raider so much.
Yeah.
I did do it with Last of Us. Last of Us came out in 20. Yeah,
you're a big fan of Last of Us,
right? But that one still was a couple of years later. But one thing, I guess it just all depends on your fandom of when that's probably the bar.
Oh, Zach is making.
Not true. Before you jump into
I'll
that,
give you a point.
because like so Capcom or whoever's doing it, I think it's Capcom is re-releasing Resident Evil 6 for PS4. Resident Evil 6 was terrible.
I was about to say, why is 6 even getting that sort of treatment?
What does 6 even look like?
I played it because I played a couple of the other Resident Evils and really liked it. And then here I was like, all right, sweet, I'll play Resident Evil 6. Good God.
Not good?
It got horrible
I mean,
reviews.
it was fun. I liked how they improved some mechanics.
Possible?
I liked how they improved some mechanics of it. Like you could actually like move and shoot now, which was nice. In Resident Evil 5,
so basic for other games, but
Resident Evil 5, you had to stand still and shoot, and then you could only move when you weren't shooting. But
I feel more realistic for real life aiming.
Yeah, yes. How they had it was basically you could play as multiple characters, like Leon Kennedy, Chris Redfield, and then Jake. I can't remember his last name. But basically, you would just play, and then the characters would intersect. Their stories would intersect at different points, like at boss fights and stuff like that. But the problem with that means that when you played as the other character that the person intersected with earlier through their story, you like refought bosses.
Oh, that's annoying.
Oh, that is really lame.
And I was kind of like,
But it must still have some aesthetics that is famous with Resident Evil. Like it must be scary. I mean,
I think it's kind of like part of a bundle. They're releasing a couple of like old, like I think 5.
Well,
and stuff like that. So I think they're redoing some of the older ones too. But I'm just like, really 6? You're gonna take the effort to do 6?
Yeah. So Resident Evil has a long history of doing remakes.
Yeah.
I think these would definitely fall more into the category of a remaster. Yeah. I'm still really confused about the spelling.
I know it's just
so I'm using them interchangeably in my brain.
You can just keep up if you want.
There's no difference in my mind. We are saying the same 2 words. So like Resident Evil, the very, very first one, which was for PlayStation 1, they remastered it for GameCube. And then they actually remastered the same game a 3rd time for all of the more recent current gen consoles.
Oh, is that the one that just came out? Resident Evil.
Is that the one that I love so much?
I think it is.
Were
I
you
think
in
it's
the
the
mansion?
one. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do
So
love
that's
that
one
game.
where they've not remastered it once; they've done it twice now. So it's the kind of thing where they're
Which means
just
if it's that good, then yeah, that makes sense.
So this is a really good example
good.
of a classic, where a classic game that came out comparatively in the gaming life cycle a long time ago, they've gone, well, now we've got all these new consoles, we can give it a little bit, just give it a facelift, bring it to the new gen, and then, oh, hey, we can do it again, bring it updated just a little bit more.
Which I'm sure we'll see that repeated.
And so in this respect, I feel like it makes more sense because they've done so little other than just make it playable in the here and now, which I feel like is more the type of remastering and remaking that I'm on board with. Like what Zach was saying earlier, just making it accessible to the new generation of gamers.
Yep.
I mean, if they had never remade Resident Evil from PlayStation 1,
now, I personally would have never played it for the GameCube.
There are plenty of people that never would have played it.
Yeah.
So in this sense, it's like, this is great.
It's
I
preserving
love it.
history in a way.
It is.
Yeah.
And I was going to say I'm sentimental towards this idea of remaking games because I think about the Resident Evil games, the Halo games. If anybody that got into gaming later missed out on the Halo franchise and were able to come back to the Master Chief Collection, they would get so much out of it if they allowed themselves to really get into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate these things happening. Even Twilight Princess, though, that you've talked about, it's not a complete remake. It's just sort of updated.
Now,
It's
due
a
to
remaster.
recent events, I'm now really pissed.
Oh no!
So we'll talk about it more later. I'm
about the Zelda remake.
Red
About
over
Twilight
here.
Princess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they may or may not be as interrelated as I think they are.
I know where this
But
is going.
I'm so mad.
We'll get to it. We'll get
We'll
to it. in a
get to it.
second.
We're gonna get to
I
it.
think I know what's
Ugh.
going to. Yeah.
So what was the point you were trying to make?
The point that I was trying to make was kind of similar on what Mogan was trying to make, was the idea that I have a soft spot in comparison to maybe what we were talking about with DLC, where I was really kind of negative about and I was much more against this DLC content. Game developers remaking games, I don't see it as something that they can benefit off of in...
Like, it's not going to save their bottom line.
I do feel
And
like more
though that
often
might be
than
there,
not.
yeah. No, that might be there. I'm still interested and I'm still happy to see great games because from what I've seen, the games that have been remade or remastered have all been great.
And it seems
that's
more
the
like
point.
a labor of love as opposed to a cash grab. Like the majority of the
I
time.
agree with that statement very much.
Yeah,
I don't look at that as a bad thing. I really don't.
I don't.
I like remaster and like
I do.
this Call of Duty news. Like, I'm like, yes, I love it. Like, I bought Call of Duty 4. Actually, somebody gave it to me. That was a great friend. He gave it to me for my Mac, actually. So that's where I've always
Fascinating.
Yeah.
What?
So that's what I played it on. So I don't have it on a console. And then by the time like I saw it like not by the time I had a PlayStation 3 and all that stuff where I could actually buy it for the console.
This was actually your pre-console day.
It was pre-console day still.
Oh,
And so
the dark times.
And so I was just like, I have other
Dark
games I want
ages.
to play. I wasn't at the ability because I was still trying to catch up so much. I was like, I don't want to go back and like buy a game again that I already have. So I'm like, so I was like, I decided to spend my money in other places. But now that I can buy a new Call of Duty and get that, hell yes, I'm totally on board.
And it's not something that you get, it feels like shoved at you either. It feels more like a nod towards hardcore fans, doesn't it? It feels more like, hey, we did this for you.
But also that was probably very calculated because whichever developer is making this new one, Sledgehammer? It might be Sledgehammer's turn. No, probably Infinity Ward. I don't know. One of the three, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, or Sledgehammer. Whichever one. They probably knew very well that if they're like, hey, if we take a little extra time, do a little facelift to Modern Warfare, package it with a brand new one, people are going to go ape shit and buy shit tons.
People are going to lose their minds.
It's the guy in the mailroom. I'm just saying.
They're just like, just saying.
Y'all should know.
This could be a good idea.
Good idea. I'll go back
the,
to my job.
The green line go up. That's how you do it.
That's all I'm saying.
So I bet that was a little calculated with that one, but still, I'm still excited. I'm definitely going to buy it because if it proves true, I mean, I'll probably still buy it anyway.
They have me. The reason I raised my hand earlier, which is not so much remake and remaster, but basically this is the scenario, and I've been talking to my friend a lot about this recently, is I bought Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox 360, and I was really excited. And I was really happy with my purchase. Grand Theft Auto 5 is totally worth it. Put down your money. If you do not have it, you totally should. It's a fantastic game. When the Master Chief Collection came out and when I upgraded to an Xbox One, I no longer was able to play my Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One. What I had to do was repurchase it.
I did the same thing.
Now,
for PlayStation though, but I did the same thing.
I never repurchased it. I never did it.
Oh, so you still just have it on 360?
Never played it again. Which is such a bummer because I love the game, but I had such a sick feeling in my stomach because I already purchased it. I already got it.
I know.
And I was like, I can't do it. Why? And all my friends did it. Like, I don't think you're wrong for doing it because it's worth it. Is it worth $120? Maybe, probably. Out of any other games, maybe so. It's a great game.
After you buy both.
I was about to say it was how much money?
No, you buy it twice.
But it has cool. It introduced first person. You could go first person, which is cool.
But
it upgraded the graphic. It made it prettier.
Sure, but I couldn't bring I said I've already
Not
bought
enough.
this game. I am not.
I regret that. I regret it, honestly,
There you go.
because I've played it, but I haven't beat the game yet. You know, so I had to like replay some of the stuff, and I've gotten farther than I have before. But I've just moved on to other things because again, it's like I bought. I was like, oh, this will be cool. I'll have it on PS4. I'll get that first person stuff. I could do like the editor, the editor mode, and all that stuff, which I haven't even done. Like, yes, I'm so thankful for it because the online community has provided us with wonderful pieces of art to come out of that. One of my favorites so far is Trevor running around in his underwear getting hit by shit set to the Jackass theme song. It's amazing. You should look it up. And so, but no, I kind of regret that decision. I'm like, I haven't played it enough to have justified rebuying it for the PlayStation 4.
I mean, I already bought it. Like, it's what we were talking about DLC. It's not so much the action. I mean, don't have a huge issue. It's like, I'll put out some more money maybe for that. But it's the principle of the idea.
Got to dig your heels in, man. Don't let them push you around.
Yeah,
because they bought it. They
Nope.
bought it. They played it for PS4. It came out. I guess it had to have come out before PS4 and Xbox One. It had to have.
It did.
But it's just like so close to launch. It's not like, hey, because I mean, but again, it makes business sense. They couldn't be like, hey, we're releasing it for the old consoles now, but just so you know, we're releasing it for the newer ones in like a year. They couldn't really do that because then that would have suffered because everybody would have been like, oh, okay, we'll just wait.
Right.
Cool. Thanks.
That's exactly what I would do. I would be like, I can wait 1 year.
And so they got us sorry suckers who buys it twice.
And all my friends did. So don't worry about it because all my friends online did, and they were constantly asking me to play. And me and my other good buddy have refused.
Don't be a sheeple.
I can't do it.
Be your own person.
Don't be a sheeple. I was like, I just cannot do it.
Yeah. And I mean, and honestly, same thing. Last of Us was kind of the same way. It came out in 2013, June 2013, and then they had the remaster, and I think, was it 14. Yeah, literally the year later, the next year, I think. July of 2014. I'm trying to remember, but I think that's right. It definitely was 2014. Like barely a year, a little over a year later than they came out with the new one. Obviously, I rushed out and bought it because I love that game so much, and that is one that every time they come out with a remaster, I will repurchase. So I'm always having a current copy because that's how much I love that game. But, so I don't regret it there. That's where I say the fandom comes into play.
Yeah.
It's like, how much are you willing? But that's with anything.
That's
fine. That's with the DLC thing, too.
So one of my favorite games, pretty much like we haven't actually talked about it that much, but Journey. One of the most beautiful, iconic games I can think of in recent memory. You will get to it eventually.
I will.
So, of course, it came out originally for the PS3, and technically Journey is a game that they have already remastered for PS4. Mm-hmm. And this is an example of, in my mind, PS3 and PS4 are not far enough apart for my brain to justify them doing a remastered edition for PS4 and my actually putting money down on it. So I feel like Journey especially is an interesting choice for a remake because it was already so artistically unique that it seems not necessarily lazy. It just seems unusual to me that they would choose to update the graphics and do all this other really kind of minimal stuff just to bring it to the PS4.
You think it stands on its own
Yeah,
just
I think
fine.
it's an example of a game that I really don't think needed a remaster.
But that's because you had played it already.
And see, but if for other games that I've played many times before, I would rebuy them for newer consoles. But with PS3 and PS4, in my mind, they're still so close together that I don't see the point.
I mean, if someone asked you if I should get the remake Journey or play the original Journey, you'd be like, it doesn't really matter.
I'd be like, whichever one you have the money for.
You wouldn't
if you don't have the money for the PS4 version, get the PS3 version.
You're not going to miss out.
Which I'm pretty sure they're probably like the same price.
Yeah, and by now they are. By now you can get Journey for the PS3 in like a 3-pack with 2 other games from the same studio.
Right. Yeah. And that's a big question I ask myself. If people came to me and said, hey, Zach, should I get the Master Chief Collection or should I just buy Halo 1 and 2 and play it on its own? And most of the times I should say, just get the remake. It's beautiful, but you are, and this is a little bit different of what we've been talking about. You are missing out. It depends what kind of gamer you are. If you want to go back in time and see games the way they were,
like going to a museum almost, a museum of gaming.
You can get a lot out of that. Yep. But if you are just kind of a casual gamer and you want to play Halo, get the remakes. Yep. And so with Journey, it sounds like there's not enough discrepancy between the original and the remake. Yeah. But with Halo 2, for example, there is a huge amount. You're going to get probably going to get more out of the new Halo 2.
Yeah.
You might.
So a different Zelda remake that I'm still I have much more warm feelings to is the Wind Waker one. So with Wind Waker, of course, it was for GameCube, came out in 2006? And then they didn't remaster it until Wii U came out. That's a long time. That's like almost 10 years. So for that, it's like, yes, there's been enough technological advances that them porting it to the Wii U, it's been a long enough time. This is a really good time to re-release it. So in that sense, I'm going, yeah, I'm definitely going to put the hundreds of dollars down for it for the super special edition collector's Wii U.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. But with Journey, even though I love it almost as much, there just wasn't enough of a distinction there for me to go, yeah, I'll get the remastered edition.
Yeah.
Not that I could anyways, because I don't own a PS4. So
no, that makes sense. And again, I think that just more goes to the accessibility, like the developer trying to make it just more accessible. They're like, oh, we just released this game for the PS3, but now the new console's out, so we got to have it for that too, for the people who bought the new console, because they're the people, So I feel like it's very similar to our DLC conversation, I feel like, in just that a lot of it is business stuff. But I agree with Zach, the nostalgia factor of being able to have, because like me, I have old systems. I have the PS4, Xbox One, but I also have the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I have an N64. I now have a Super Nintendo, and I have a PlayStation 1.
I believe you mean a SNES?
I think I heard SNES.
SNES.
Her SNES in there somewhere.
Supposed to hear.
And so me, I have, and I know there are other people like me who collect old consoles and have the ability to go back and play the original versions of these games. But for someone who doesn't, the remasters are, manna from heaven. They are a gift to be able to go back into the past and all that stuff. But then for me, on the other side, I also see it whereas, so like the Uncharted collection, the Uncharted games, I missed out on them when they came out. So now, though, but I have the PS4. So now it would make sense for me to buy the Nathan Drake collection, which I do have. And so it's like, yes, awesome. I can play these on my new console because honestly, it's my new console. I'd rather play games on my new console these days than go back to the PS3. I still do. I still jump back onto the old PS3 and the Xbox 360. Play some.
You're such a modern consumer.
Fallout
you make me
3.
Sick.
Play some Fallout 3, some Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon. I still have a backlog on my. I still have a backlog on my PS3. They're not going.
You wouldn't have that problem if you had a Wii U. You would have so much time.
I know. So no, I think in the end, it all boils down to yes, there are benefits to them. Overall, I very much see remakes and remasters as a positive thing because, like we've pretty much all said and agreed on, it keeps the past, these past classics alive for continuously new generations of new gamers to keep enjoying and playing for years and years to come. And hopefully they keep doing it with all the good ones and any new classics that are yet to be released.
See, that's all well and good, but new classics. So in terms of business, how many totally new games have we missed out on that we don't even know about because time and money went to remaking a game
I would think that's a very small number because
I want to know.
See, I feel like it would be
do some research and report back to us.
I don't know how to do that kind of research
because I think it would be very small because, like I said, like in the case of like Naughty Dog, they passed it off to a third party, and I think that's probably what they do for like the smaller, like Sony and Microsoft. They'll do that. They'll like parse it out to their smaller studios. They'll be like, hey, you guys aren't working on anything big right now. Here, work on this. To keep yourselves busy. Or something like that. Well, they have to make it worth it to keep all these different studios employed and operating.
That's
so that
true.
You see how much turnover there are in studios being shut down and closed, and other ones being reopened. So they have to keep something going through them to justify their existence. And so I feel like overall, no. I feel like I don't think we've missed out on anything because somebody was focusing on.
No, I don't think so either.
So,
but what if we have?
Well,
like that mystery is always going to be there in the back of my mind, going, "But what if? What if that?"
I can't see a game developer's
what if?
studio being like, "Hey, let's either go with this great game that we think could be good. Let's just remake this game." And everyone's like, "Yeah, let's just go remake the game."
The thing is, it may not have been developers though. It could have been the people above them going, "Which of these is going to turn more profit? Which of these is better return on investment?"
This sounds like
this poor
quivering in the shadows of the
This sounds like this needs to be the first episode of the first season of the highly investigative documentary series.
Yes.
that we will predict.
I don't know
Let's
what
switch
the,
this podcast. Let's
what
be
the heck
journalists.
we would
This is gonna be
investigate.
Investigative journalism.
This is
now.
going to be the cereal of the gaming world.
And what was the reason for you doing the remake?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
And tell us.
Where did the money come from?
He's like, help.
We're just going to be
As
following
we've dug deeper, we have realized that the money chain goes
We'll
much
be able to
farther.
see
made
the
this
screaming
decision,
in their
really?
eyes as they
Yes.
go, help us.
I wanted to remake
Blink.
Legend of Zelda.
It
Blink,
was
yes.
definitely what we wanted to
Blink,
do.
absolutely.
Blink
the
twice
best
if you had a
idea.
new IP you could have made, but you had to remaster this game. Oh my god!
Shutter Island.
Dear God.
But no, remakes are fun. Hopefully they keep doing
I'm
them.
for 'em.
Hopefully
I'm for 'em.
they keep bringing back the past, and hopefully they keep
They've
entertaining us
missed
for
out
years to
on
come.
many games that I love from the past. I've not seen remakes.
There will
Ooh,
be
so-
there will
Cruise in
be more.
USA.
What would
Smuggler's
we- so
Run,
what-
Midnight Club, like I talked about last time.
I think Smuggler's Run. I would be very surprised if that ever got made.
Blood Wake,
Blood wait.
Taxi Driver. What is it
You
called?
in driving games.
Taxi Cab.
He does like
Crazy
to drive.
Taxi. That's
I
what I'm
didn't
talking
even
about.
know.
I'm thinking movies.
I
now.
forgot about
Different
Crazy
podcast.
Taxi, man.
Crazy Taxi. Great game.
Oh, man.
Crazy Taxi. That's
mean,
a great game.
See, if they did remake it, that would be kind of a blast from the past.
It would.
That would be.
Crazy
See, they have
Taxi.
these options.
But they're doing that though, not necessarily like coming out with, because like I can buy Dark Forces, not to go on a completely another different tangent, but like I can buy Dark Forces, the old, that game came out in late '95, and you can buy it digitally on the PlayStation Network, which I
Now,
did.
What is Dark Forces?
It's a Star Wars.
Have you told me before? Okay,
yeah,
my bad.
it was one of my favorite games all the way back in episode
Oh,
1.
I'm sorry.
All-time
I'm sorry.
favorite.
I'm
All-time
sorry.
favorite. It was my
Mogan.
number 3.
It's been a while since I listened to
Yeah, it's been
episode
20
one.
It's been 20
It's been
episodes
20
since then.
exactly.
A lot of
Good
hours
point.
of content to go through in
been
that
a long
time.
time.
Years.
But yeah, remasters. Let us know
for-
what you all
I'm
think
in for
about
it.
them. If you have any, or a game you would like to see remastered, or your favorite remaster that you've enjoyed going back and getting to play. But now, since we've gone through our main topic, it's time to hit.
Hogan's like, shit.
No, I'm not like I'm.
She's got a lot to
I
talk
have
about.
a lot to say.
I see her list.
I
She's
have
got a lot.
there's a
So
lot
without
on it.
further ado,
It's 2
let's
pages.
jump in to our moment with Mogan.
Okay, we're gonna. Oh, right, the music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Moment with Mogan.
Okay, I'm getting real sick of that.
gotta
All right,
find a theme
you gotta wait for a day when I'm in a better mood because I'm in a bad mood today. So we're gonna start with the normal stuff. So releases coming out this month: Battleborn May 3rd, Uncharted 4 May 10th. What else? Doom May 13, Fallout 4 Fallout 4 Far Harbor PS whatever and Xbox. It's coming out in May. Nobody knows when. Overwatch May 24th. Open.
Okay, so let's just get to what you really want to talk about.
What do you really want to talk about, Mogan?
One more thing, open beta for Overwatch, which I am actually kind of excited about.
I'm going to jump in on that. We should all jump in on that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a.
It's Blizzard's new game.
The one that you were playing earlier?
No. That was Battleborn.
Oh my god.
What? I've never played
Even
World
I
of
know
Warcraft.
this. Overwatch open
on.
beta.
Diablo.
I'm a cool gamer.
Shh.
Oh my god.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Mogan, let's talk about this.
Oh, I'm already in a terrible mood.
Let's talk about this without
Okay,
him. Let's
open
cut
beta
off.
for whatever it's called. I'm so mad now I can't even read. May 5th through the 9th.
Again.
Overwatch. There we go.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that one. Not to totally interrupt the moment with Mogan, but I'm excited for Overwatch, even though it's a battle arena game, MOBA, or it's similar in the same thread of like
We don't even
Battleborn and
care.
Star
We don't
Wars
even
stuff.
care at this
It's Blizzard, and I love Blizzard, and so I'm very excited to play that one.
Okay,
Continue.
where's the
And their
rest of my
cinematics that they've
list?
made
Oh,
to
it's
like promote the
other
game
side.
are awesome. But
Okay.
anyway, moving on.
So, I can't even. Where do I find the words to express how supremely perturbed, disappointed, filled with nebulous rage that I have no one to take it out on because Nintendo, my faves, my childhood, my most darling and precious Nintendo has betrayed me yet again, stabbed me in the back with a sharpened Wiimote circa 2008. That's what it feels like to be sitting here as a Nintendo fan today, and it's been like that for the past few days as more, well, really less news. Really, the news is
That's the issue.
the news is no news, and there's not going to be any news for quite some time. This poor piece of paper. So, over the past couple of days, if you don't know, Nintendo came out with news, and I'm using some ferocious air quotes here with my sharpened fingernails.
This is when I wish we had a video.
So you can tell that they knew they were in trouble because the way they chose to release these non-updates seemed very intentionally like they were trying to hide it. So they made, I think, a statement to their board of investors. They released a very small handful of public announcements, and they were trying to keep them as non-public as possible. And in a series of baffling tweets, they used tweets to make these kind of announcements. They basically said, hey, by the way, that game that you've all been waiting for a really long time, that new Zelda Wii U game that you're really, really psyched for? That's not going to happen this year. It's definitely not going to happen in 2016. We know we said it was at last E3. Would you like to chime in, Zach? Go right on ahead.
They made definite
confirmation. They said there's video footage. They said in words 2016. No, it's not coming out. They delayed it already at least once before, maybe even more than that. They said 2016 is going to happen. There was a video. 2016 was in the video. Like, they typed that out. And no. So Zelda Wii U, first of all, it's no longer really even Zelda Wii U. It's not coming out until 2017 because, and this is actually kind of what I expected in part, it is going to be a cross-platform bridge-type game. Now Zelda Wii U is going to be meant to bridge the gap between Wii U and the new console NX, which is hilarious because it's another console we don't know anything about. And guess what?
Cat is freaking out. I don't know if anyone can hear that in the background. He's howling. He's not happy.
He's really mad about all this Nintendo bullshit. Just like me, I think he can pick up on my pain.
Yes.
So, it's not coming out till 2017.
Okay.
It's going to be cross-platform for the NX, and as it turns out, the other news is that at E3, they've officially stated there's going to be no news about the NX. They're not going to say a thing about it.
Yeah, that's weird.
They're going to have more footage or whatever about Zelda Wii U, but now I'm so salty and bitter about it, I'm so mad.
Another
they've
prediction.
Definitely...
Jerrett's predictions, always right.
What is it?
Mogan will still cry during the E3 project.
I'm gonna cry, but they will be tears of betrayal and rage. How could you? Exactly. So a lot of other fans are freaking out. A lot of people are feeling very let down. Like, that's the overall feeling.
The picture that I sent to you.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, so Zach sent me this hilarious.
Jerrett knows about.
I'm sad I wasn't included on the text, but whatever.
Well, it was a Nintendo thing.
You haven't played any of them practically. So the Good Guy Nintendo account.
Good Guy Nintendo.
Good Guy Nintendo. There was a really hilarious tweet that was like, Good Guy Nintendo lets you catch up on your backlog of games by not releasing anything for all of 2016. And it's so
funny.
It's so true, and it's so biting, and it's so accurate, and it's like they're totally right. They've really effed up. Really, you can go back and say, if there's not even going to be a standalone Legend of Zelda game just for the Wii U, what was the point? At this point, it really feels like looking at the log of games that were just Wii U releases, it's pretty disappointing. I know plenty of gamers that bought a Wii U just for Zelda Wii U, and now those people are going, why did I do this? Why did I bother? What the snack did we do this for? And I'm so mad. Just furious. Just so.
Oh, she's ripping up her down.
So mad.
There it goes.
I don't even know what to say about it.
There was more on that note, on that piece of paper, but she's not going to get to it.
No, I don't know what was on there.
And I don't care.
Ripped it up.
I don't care what was on it.
That was the beginning and end.
That was the end.
But that was your moment with Mogan, everyone.
Was it?
Everyone is feeling really at peace with themselves.
Just put this in.
No, yeah, it's
moment.
this Nintendo news. It was weird. Like, I saw all the tweets rolling in and like all this stuff, and I was like, "What the shit? This is weird."
That is a bummer.
It is weird. It's very strange. Hopefully, like, I know Nintendo's had a bumpy road, like, and it looked like the Wii like revitalized it all, and they were going to be, return to their juggernaut status and all this stuff of like a titan. Well, they're still a titan.
Yeah,
of
they're
the industry.
still big. I mean,
but
Nintendo's huge.
But still, they reported that just came out too, they reported like massive, like their profits were way down.
It was bad.
It was bad. But I mean, they haven't. What you've said, they haven't released, like their catalog has not been fantastic.
No, and so the question
The new
is,
Star Fox game is bleh.
Yeah,
so it's like people aren't really jumping on that.
And that was meant to be a big release too. That was meant to be one of the big ones.
How could they ever assume that the new Star Fox would be a big release? As much as I am a Star Wars fan, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
So it's just like,
he's not as a Titan. He's not as much of a favorite as like Mario or Zelda.
And see, that thing is, you can almost say that there really hasn't been a standalone Mario game for the Wii U.
There's hasn't.
New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And
it's the same thing.
And there's been like ones for the 3DS. The 3DS has been their strongest platform.
Yeah, really. The 3DS's log of games is phenomenal. I mean, if you
because that new isn't there like a new like Paper Mario or Paper Luigi?
Yeah, they're gonna come out with a new Paper Mario, which is still gonna be for the Wii U.
Okay, so they have another Mario game
that's gonna be one
out.
of their holiday releases, but still.
I mean, they had some big hits. They had some big hits with like Super Smash and Mario Kart, but that's not enough to carry a console.
It's not really. The best thing they've come out with is Splatoon.
Yeah,
that's the best one.
That's
the one.
It's Mogan's.
Everything else.
No, I will say because like
secondary.
Creme of the crop.
That's all the Splatfests and stuff they got going. No, that one probably. But that's probably not an inaccurate statement at all.
Yeah. So it's a real bummer.
We'll have to wait and see.
Super mad. And I'm making the prediction now. NX is totally not going to come out in March of 2017. So that's what they're saying.
It'll be delayed even
they're
longer?
saying March of 2017.
Always assume
I'm
that.
saying there's no way.
Always
there's
assume.
no way the NX is
A team chat prediction.
Team chat.
We need to like start
prediction.
posting
Totally
these.
will.
We need to start like posting
It's
these
gonna come out early
team
now.
chat predictions.
It's gonna come out in January.
These team chat predictions because I have a couple. Well, I just have two. That No Man's Sky will have a VR component.
Oh.
Mogan will cry watching the Legend of Zelda. I mean,
I'm not
that's a
going to
given.
cry.
Okay, you'll just get very emotional.
I'm going to cry.
She's going to cry. And now you have one that the
that's my
NX
prediction.
will be delayed.
There's no way. There's no freaking way.
Yeah, of course it will.
Yeah.
Of course it will.
I mean, they're not even going to talk about it at E3. That means they don't have shit. They don't have anything.
Calling them
Damn.
out.
There's no way.
Harsh words.
Harsh words. I'm very bitter about this.
I see.
Very unhappy.
So that's why you're upset now about the Twilight Princess remake because you're like you feel it did take away time from Zelda.
That's a
I'm really
conspiracy
mad now.
theorist
I mean,
at
I'm
work.
sure it may or may not hold any water, but that's my feeling. The feeling is wait a.
You can say it. This is an adult podcast.
Yeah,
You
that's an
never
adult
know. You
podcast.
never know. We did technicly remove that explicit rating from our iTunes channel.
That's because we don't
you
curse
never
every
know.
minute.
Man, who gives a fuck?
So, yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. It's really disappointing. I'm very sour about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to take it out on you guys.
No, out on the podcast.
Out on the podcast.
Oh no.
That's hurtful. But anyway, yeah, I don't know where to go from that.
Has this been
There's
another
nowhere
episode?
to go.
I think that's been. I think
What
we should
does
just
that
end on
say?
that note. Like we just
down.
all
A bitter
with this-
day for
this bitter
Nintendo fans
cloud
everywhere.
It's
hovers
okay.
over
They're gonna
us.
have they are the comeback kids. They'll have something.
Oh yeah,
So,
Nintendo
yeah.
always
They
bounces
will.
back.
They'll be fine.
Nintendo
Give them their
bounces back.
time, and you're gonna be
The
so
question
grateful
is,
when
how
it
many
comes
times
out.
can they betray me before I stop giving them my money?
She is talking about buying a PS4
I'm
and
gonna
Xbox
do
One.
it. I'm gonna make the
Oh, have we
switch.
talked about that?
Yeah,
Your
I
poll?
think it was.
that the what
No,
we were recording?
You were here.
What, were we recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we were recording for that.
Okay, good. I can't.
So vote.
We talked
Should
before
Mogan
we
buy
record.
a
Surprise,
PS4
surprise.
or an
It
Xbox
happens.
One? I personally say PS4.
Xbox
Zach?
One.
You can
One.
send your
Xbox
votes
One.
in however you want.
It's an
Facebook,
Xbox
Twitter,
One all the way.
Or
email. Vote however you please.
It's gonna be 1-1.
We'll take it all.
One for Jerrett, one for me.
And, my bro Mogan bro.
he's
him,
gonna say PS4.
I need him to vote PS4 for me.
He'll say PS4.
Xbox One. Come on.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Team Chat Podcast. We'll come back again next week with a new, fun, exciting topic to talk about video games. I'm trying to pump this up now because now I feel like there's this huge bummer
Zach
cloud.
and I are just sadly
okay.
Throwing notes
This is
of
the saddest
torn.
the ruins of my
The
notes.
saddest
The saddest.
I still want to do the night episode.
We'll get
we
to
need to
it.
get to those.
Yeah.
But again, if you have any questions or comments, please email us at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and send us a tweet there at Team Chat Podcast. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/teamchatpodcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can listen to us there and await the upcoming video content that we will be releasing. Until next time, I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
Can't remember my own exit. I'm so mad.
And to my left, Zachary Parks.
Who cares?
All right. Bye, everybody, I guess.
Come on. We're just going off Mogan's theme. We're actually happy.
I know. We're having a good old time.
We are not.
We will
Some people
Zach
are
and I are having a good time.
Come on.
We enjoy this podcast still. Episode 20, damn it.
Oh, that's right.
Be happy.
That is.
Okay,
That's
yay,
a celebration.
episode 20.
Yay, we're 20.
Yay.
We're 20. We're in our 20s.
We can almost drink.
All right. We will see.
more year.
One more year. One more
more week.
then we're legal to drink.
One more week.
We will see you all next time. Have a good week.
Peace.